I'm here to hopefully change your minds today towards the better, to give you guys a goal. So my first question to you guys now is, do you know the difference between a goal and a dream? Somebody want to try over there first?
The difference between a goal and a dream is a goal is something realistic that you know you can achieve, and then a dream is something that you want to achieve that you might not be able to.
Close. Do you want to try, sir?
Yeah, dreams.
Okay. And I don't mean dreams you see at night or what you do in the class, right? I would say a goal is a dream with a deadline. That is, you know when you're going to want to achieve. The goal is something that's time specific and measurable, that you know you can achieve. Anything else is a dream. You might think it's a goal, but it's a dream. Because you have to have a way or plan to achieve that. So I'll start off from here saying that the most important thing about goal setting is that you have to write it down with pen and paper. Now, I know what you're thinking. How is writing a goal with pen and paper going to change you? Why hasn't everybody taken a pen and paper and written it down? I had the same feelings at the time. I found this research. I was researching this and I found this research done by Harvard University Business School. This was in 1979. The research showed that 84% of that class did not have goals, right? They thought they had goals, but they were dreams. And you would think students were so accomplished to have goals. 13% of them, all the students, had some kind of goals, but not written down. And 3%, just a mere 3%, had goals written down. Now, if you think that was astonishing, I was blown away when I found out that the 13% made 10 times as much money as the 84% put together. But you know what's crazy? Now I'm reading down through this research and I come to the 3%. The small 3% who wrote down specific goals made 20 times as much money as everyone else put together. Now that's crazy. So I was a little skeptical in the beginning, but then I wanted to convince myself that this really worked. I wrote my specific goals, and then I always thought about how does this work? Why does this work? So I'm going to show you, I'm going to try with you guys the exercise that I did to convince myself. So remember a day that maybe your dad, maybe yourself, your dad or mom, you brought a new car home, right? Or maybe you bought a new pair of shoes, or maybe a new pair of jeans, whatever it is, something that you liked, you got, your family got, and the next day you're driving down the car with your family and you suddenly start noticing those cars on the street passing by. And somebody gets on the train with the same pair of shoes, and suddenly you see it. And why is that? There's something called the reticular activation system in your brain, RAS. What it does is it censors the things that you want to see and what you don't want to see, things that you're interested in, things that you're not. Because if you start seeing everything out there, you're going to go crazy. You're going to be like, when you write down goals, this is exactly what happens. You subconsciously train your brain to focus on things that you like and that you want. You don't do it intentionally. Like everything that you start doing, you're not going to be like, is this related to my goal or not? No. This is subconsciously training your brain. The problem is, a lot of people think they have goals, but they never follow through. The best time to talk about goals is in the beginning of the new year. And everybody's like resolutions, you know. I'm going to do this year, I'm going to lose some weight. I'm going to wake up every morning, go to the gym, try to get a 4.0 this year. Did you know only 22% of people really follow through with their goals? And that's one-fifth. And that's crazy. Now, by January 15th, everybody who had set goals, 78% of them had given up. Now, why is that? The reason why people don't follow through is they don't have valid reasons to get a goal, like to achieve what you want. Now, what do I mean by reasons? If you want something bad enough, you have to have really good reasons for you to follow through. How do you come up with reasons? I'll give you an example. I decided to become vegetarian, not every day, just Fridays, and stuff. Trust me, it's tough. In the beginning, everybody including my friends over here, made fun of me. It's like, what's wrong with you, dude? You eat meat every other day, and just this one day? What difference does it make? And I'm telling you, it was really tough. And because I was doing that with just my willpower, We all have willpower to a certain degree, but willpower runs out. There's so much willpower, so much effort that you can put to achieve something. Now, what should you do to overcome this? What I did was, I told myself, okay, I need to come up with some really good reasons, and I came up with 2. I thought, you know what, if I don't eat meat 1 day a week, that's 52 days every year, and that's pretty good for my health. That was not so convincing. The second reason that really convinced me was that if I don't eat 1 day a year, 52 days of the year, I don't consume dead bodies. Now that sounded really good to me. That was very convincing to me. So you have to come up with whatever reason that helps you. As cliche as it sounds, you know how everybody tells you, you know what, you follow your passion, something you love, you do the degree you want to do, you know, something that makes you happy. Now, why do so many successful people say that? That is because if you have good reasons, it's gonna pull you forward. Not like you don't have to drag yourself out of bed every morning to go to work, to go to school, to study something if you love what you're doing. It's gonna be like, are you gonna be the horse on the carriage or the guy who's sitting in the back? Because if you have really good reasons or love what you do, you're gonna be that guy sitting in the back, just enjoying the ride. As opposed to sitting in being the place where the horse is and dragging this weight along. That's what happens for so many people. They do something that they don't love because they don't want to strive really hard. They just pick whatever's easy. And then for the 40 or 50 years, next 40, 50 years of your life, you do something that you don't love. Then it's a job. It's not something you love. You have to do that for the next 40 years. You're going to get frustrated sooner or later. There's so many people, right? Oh my God, it's Sunday, or it's Sunday already. I have to go to work tomorrow. I'm sure you've heard that. That is because they're so frustrated. They don't want to do the same thing over and over again if you don't love it. But after saying all this, all goals are not achievable. Right? You might write down really good goals. You might write down really good specific reasons why you want to achieve it, but you might not make it. Then I know you're thinking, why the hell are you telling us to set goals and do all this and be disappointed? I know people don't want to get disappointed. There's one thing that you will always, always achieve in your life. That is the standard that you set for yourself. Now, what's a standard? Every one of you have some kind of identity for yourself, right? You think of yourself as a certain kind of person, right? You know what, like some people think, oh, you know what, dude, I'm a funny guy, you know? So every time you go somewhere, you try to be funny. If you go to the gym and you work out, and you always try to take off your shirt and show off, you know, that's the kind of person you are, right? And if you're a serious kind of guy, like myself, you're always trying to be big brother, you know? Shut up and don't say anything. Now, that's the standard I have for myself. And that's the standard you have for yourself. And you will always achieve that standard. Most of these ideas that I'm talking about today, I took borrowed from Anthony Robbins. He's one of the greatest motivational speakers ever. And he got a chance to meet Michael Jordan right after one of his NBA finals. Anthony goes, hey Michael, what makes you special, man? What sets you apart? Why do people love you? What sets you apart, man? And Michael Jordan goes, you know, man, I'm not going to lie to you and be like, you know, man, I'm okay, or, you know, I'm just gifted. I'm not going to lie to you. You know what it is? There's nobody out there who demands more of me than myself. Now that's crazy. He demands of himself more than anyone. You know the problem. Your parents demand from you more than anyone else, right? So you have to set a standard for yourself that you will not only take you, but your friends also. Now, think about it. Picture this in your mind. Imagine a world, tomorrow, suddenly, all the money in this world is yours. You're the richest person in the world. Okay? Now, that handbag you wish for, those shoes you wish for, that job, that car, that plane, whatever, you have it tomorrow. That's not it. Think of tomorrow, everyone else in this world is gone. It's just not there. Now you're the richest person on earth, but you're alone. you show off your things? Can you share your things? Can you buy what you want? Does it matter? That's the reason why you want to set a standard, not just for yourself, for your friends also. And success does not come overnight. Success comes in bits and pieces. I like to say success comes in packets. I'll tell you a small story about my life. My parents used to be really, really wealthy in Sri Lanka. This was about 10 years ago. Right? I was in high school. Me and Roshen, we went to school together, same school. And I had my own car. My parents lived in Ratnapura, I lived in Colombo, and I had my own house for myself. I had my own maid to take care of everything. And I had lived that kind of life, and suddenly my family's businesses started going downhill. And suddenly now I have to take buses. For those of you who have not been on buses in Sri Lanka, you don't know what it feels like to be on a bus. Crap! Right? I applied to school here, and because of the money, I had been such a spoiled student, and I did terrible in high school. Only BMCC took me. Everybody else rejected me. Right? City College rejected me, CSI rejected me, everyone out there. Only BMCC accepted me. But you know what I had right now? I didn't have a good education now. I had the drive to be successful. I had been conditioned to live a luxury life all my life, and now I'm living a terrible life. Now I have that drive to be successful. That's what you need. Now, the drive that I have is not just to be successful. My drive is to take everybody beyond that so that they won't have to fall down again to where they are. I want to take along my brother, my 3 sisters, my parents to that spot. I'm aiming beyond the moon, not just on the moon to fall on the clouds. So if I do fail, I'll fall at least on the moon. Right? So success comes in little bits and pieces. You have to work hard for it. Right? The media shows like really popular people, Steve Jobs, Warren Buffett. They never show you how hard they tried for years and years and years before they became successful. So that's how it's going to be. I know this speech is probably not going to change your life, but then I hope this speech has at least given you that small step to think in that direction. Change your mind so that you would start focusing on those important things now and start setting goals, high standards for yourself, and come up with really good reasons.